Hi, welcome back. There is so much going on today with Tesla and how it's going to affect Tesla. I really don't know where to start. So it's April Fool's Day, April 1st. This is not an April Fool's video, by the way, because I know there's a million of those out there today. But when I first got up this morning, I saw a post, Omar on X from Holmar's catalog. He reposted a post where Elon had announced that full self-driving version 14.3 was being released to employees, staff for testing, and then it would go wide range to the public um, within a week or so. Now, we really don't know if that's true. We think it might be, but by the time you watch this video, it may turn out that that was an April Fool's joke. I'm not sure if it was. Elon does have a way of doing crazy stuff. And actually, somebody else commented. They said, it's possible that he could easily put this out there, and if there's going to be a delay, say, "Oh, it was an April Fool's joke. We were just kidding," because it may be delayed. Um, so that's one thing that's happening. Now, Optimus, we were expecting a release of Optimus 3, which is, the latest version of Optimus, and they released over the last couple of days. They released a couple of pictures of Optimus version 2 or version 2.5, some call it. So we knew that they weren't there yet with version 3. And what they said was, I'm sorry if this camera is crooked. What they said was, um, everything is fine. It's walking around just fine, but there's just a couple of little bits and pieces that we still have to do. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know if they're way behind or when it's coming, but they did say that hopefully by the end of the month, they'll have something for us, which is really nice. Now, the other thing that's going on today is David Moss. As you know, David Moss, I've done videos on him before. He is the guy that completed 12,000 miles in a Model 3 recently, actually Christmas, um, in full self-driving. So he drove 12 plus thousand miles without touching steering wheel. By the way, I just charged my car in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That's the charging station where he took the very famous picture when he was at 10,000 miles. That was his goal, was 10,000, and he kept going, blah 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 blah. But I just charged up there, and it was full. It was full of people. Now, as you can tell, I am driving a Model Y. I'm not driving a Model Y. The Model Y is driving me. I've got about a 2-hour drive back from North Myrtle Beach to Charleston. And as you can tell, I'm very relaxed here. I'm not worried about the car at all. You can hear the turn signals taking me back and forth between lanes, etc., etc. So the reason I bring that up is David Moss and Josh West. If you're familiar with Josh, you should be. If not, you need to follow him. They are both down in Austin today. And as of maybe 20 minutes ago, they have together they have taken five unsupervised robotaxi rides in Austin. Now, that tells me, and it should tell you, that there are a lot more unsupervised now than there have been. And we believe, or we at least speculate, nobody knows, we speculate that these rollouts are going to come really, really fast. You remember Elon quoted, I forget the exact quote, but he said, first slow and then really, really fast. I think we're very, very close to the really, really fast part. Now, the other thing that's going on is the SpaceX IPO, which is upcoming. Supposedly, they have filed. That's another story that came out today that they actually filed the paperwork. Um, I haven't substantiated that yet. It could be an April Fool's thing. April Fool's is fun, but man, when you're trying to find solid information, it can be complicated sometimes. sometimes. But anyway, we are speculating that that story is true, that they have filed for the IPO. And there's also rumors that they are trying to push. Now, I don't quote me on all this because I'm not sure of the legal jargon of it all, but Elon wants to give retail investors, Tesla investors, of course, and overall all retail investors, he wants to give them a bigger opportunity to get into this. So he's looking for something like 30% retail investor option there. It's usually 10 or 15%, I think. Don't quote me. Tell me in the comments because you probably know that. I read this and I just can't remember all of it. But anyway, he's trying to do that. There was another rumor that um, only like E-Trade, which is owned by Morgan Stanley, they were going to have an advantage, and others, and that Robinhood would be, kind of wouldn't be allowed to do that for the retail side, and it turns out they can. Robinhood, you will be able to purchase shares as a retail investor, hopefully, um, for the IPO. So that is definitely going on. Now, there's another obviously a big deal today going on down at Cape Canaveral. Um, the Artemis launch is today, and 4 astronauts are going to go around the moon. We hope, and we most definitely hope that will be really, really successful. By the way, Krispy Kreme, it's one of our treasured South Carolina corporations here. Krispy Kreme did a signature donut for today, and I just had one. I shouldn't have, but I just had one, and it was really delicious. So anyway, that's going on today, and that's very crucial because we want that to be successful. Obviously, we want SpaceX to be successful. This is being done by NASA, nothing to do with SpaceX, but it does, because if anything goes wrong, it hurts everybody. It's like the EV industry. If one has a bad day, it hurts everybody. It's like any industry. You know how you'll have let's say you've had bad earnings from United Healthcare. Well, it drives down the entire segment. So we don't want that to happen. And obviously, we want our astronauts to be perfectly safe. So they're going to leave tonight somewhere around 6:30. I think they're going to take off from Cape Canaveral. They're going to fly around the moon, and then come home. I'm not sure of all the timelines, but we want that to be successful. Now, the other catalyst that's going on is Trump is going to be making a speech tonight. I think it's 7 or 8 p.m., maybe Eastern. I'm not sure. It could be 9. Fun night, by the way, if you're watching TV, because you've got the Artemis launch, and then you're going to have Trump speaking. And whether you like Trump or not, it doesn't matter. Certainly doesn't matter to me. This is not a political video, but everything that's going on in Iran affects everybody. It affects all of us. And it affects the EV industry. I'm in the restaurant business, so it affects tourism. It affects how people spend money. And we should all be paying attention to it, especially as investors, but even as people. We need to know what's going on. And there are rumors that he has spoken to the new supposedly supreme leader. The supreme leader is asking for a ceasefire. Trump has said, a couple of days ago that, we're going to end this war. We can end it anytime we want. So he's either waffling or he's really winning. I'm not sure which it is. Most people think he's not. He's just talking, and Iran are going to, hang on longer than people even expected. And it wouldn't shock me if that happens because, you know, regimes like that, they're extremely resilient and they don't bow down very, very easily. And I remember after 9/11 when we invaded, when we attacked Iraq and got into that whole thing. I remember there was a journalist on TV and they interviewed him, and people were asking about how big ISIS was back then, and how much power they had, and how many people they had, and people were diminishing the fact that, look, they don't have anything. It's a few guys, and they're, the United States Army the United States military are taking them on. And what actually happened, um, this journalist, he made a great statement. He said, look, he said, 300 or 400 IRA guys in Northern Ireland, completely screwed up the British government for many years. So, don't think for a second that these regimes and these organizations can't be extremely powerful. And I certainly believe that with Iran. The Iranian regime, they are they're animals, basically. They worship death. We worship life. They could drag this on for a very long time, and they don't care about their people. It's not like it's not like here. If that was happening in the United States, the people would have already risen up. By the way, the people, everybody in America has guns, blah 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 blah. That's the reason people are advocates of gun rights in America, because if the government turns on you, um, you have some kind of protection. You can stand up for yourself as citizens. The Iranian government, the regime, they're not even a government, the regime, they don't care about that. So if this thing drags on, it's going to be bad for everybody. And I know people are saying, oh, this is going to be good for the EV industry because everybody is going to rush out and buy EVs and all that stuff. Um, yeah, maybe temporarily, but guess what? If oil prices continue to go up, actually they're down today because of this so-called speech tonight, because people are expecting some miracle out of that. But if the oil prices continue to rise, and let's say they get up to 150 or $200 a barrel, somebody is speculating. Um, EVs may look cheap at that point, but guess what? You might not have jobs. So this could crush the economy. It could crush your buying power. It could also have a huge impact on inflation. Prices could skyrocket. So you could see some suffering. So this notion that it's the most exciting time in history for EV adoption, yeah, it's true to a point, but things can go sideways either way. There was a discussion on Spaces today where the guys were talking about the price of the stock, and we know that it was above, it was 475 at a point, right? And now it's down to around three. What was it now? Three. I want to say it was 375 the last time I looked today. But the question on the Spaces was, do you think it will be 350 in the short term, or will it get to 400 in the short term? And I didn't have a chance to speak actually, but I was going to speak, and then they were getting ready to end the space, and I didn't want to drag it out for the guys, and girls. But I was going to say, what happens if it goes to 300 or below 300? What are you going to do then, right? Well, if you're a long-term investor, you don't care. I mean, I've been buying it all the way down. And by the way, if it goes to 300, I'm buying more. If it goes to 349, I'm buying more. If it goes to 200, I'm buying more, because I believe over the long term, all wars end. Things go up and down and sideways and whatever. But I think long term, ultimately, the company are going to be just fine. So, um, not financial advice, by the way. None of this is financial advice. I'm just a guy on YouTube. I don't have a clue what I'm doing either most of the time. Excuse me. So anyway, the other thing that happened to me today was I was in two meetings. Now I get up in the morning about 4:30, and so I was very early on X this morning. And the amount of news that's going on with technology, with full self-driving, with EV batteries, with the auto industry overall, with the shift to robotaxi, autonomous vehicles, as well as that, you've got AI. AI is skyrocketing. I mean, the technology is just coming at us like you would not believe. And you're watching this going, what are you talking about? I'm like, seriously, you need to really pay attention to this, because it is coming so fast. People don't have a clue. So the reason I bring that up is I was in two meetings today, some with some of my colleagues and staff and stuff, and they're having conversations about things that are coming, in our industry, in the hospitality industry. And I'm sitting there in the room, and I'm like, nobody in this room has a clue. Has a clue. They don't have a clue about what's going on. They don't have a clue about the technology that's coming. They literally do not have a clue. People are going to be blindsided very soon when all of this stuff takes hold. And those little worries that we had in those meetings this morning, they will be completely insignificant. Every industry is going to get turned on its head completely. And you need to be prepared for that. And you need to position yourself for that. That's why look, I'm older. I could retire tomorrow. I have no intentions of retiring because entrepreneurs don't retire. We die first. But you need to start learning about this technology. I am every waking moment, I am deep diving and learning as much as I can about artificial intelligence. I'm doing as much as I can on ChatGPT. I'm doing as much as I can on Perplexity, on Claude. I'm trying to learn all of it as fast as I can. I'm literally creating fictitious businesses that may never exist, but I want to see how fast I can do it, how fast I can apply it, because I just want to know what's going on. I'm currently researching AI accounting because I have a business, and the next move will be to move to an AI platform for all of your accounting. This is where everything is going. For legal advice, lawyers, you name it, it's all going there. You've seen people on X, I hope you've seen people on X who have just finished up their taxes. They've done their taxes, they've completed all the paperwork, and now they're fishing it into Claude and others to have it assess it. And the results are remarkable, remarkable. The mistakes that they're finding and the suggestions that AI has given them on stuff they should have done different, could have done different. Some of the platforms are giving them real-time advice on, no, this just changed, this law just changed, this tax loophole just changed. Do this, don't do that. You can do this now. Like, I don't think people are ready for that. And that was the one thing, you know, the reason I say nobody in that room knows about it is because I don't talk about this stuff. Nobody even knows I have this channel, this YouTube channel. Nobody knows about I talk about Tesla, but I talk very cautiously about it because people don't believe you. They start to look at you like you're crazy. If I was to tell somebody in that room today, hey, by the way, a couple of buddies of mine are down in Austin and they're riding around in driverless cars just like mine, just like my Model Y. There's no driver. They'd be like, I think the boss has lost his mind. He's definitely losing it. Maybe we need to get him help. So I don't talk about this stuff, but I hope if you're watching this channel, if you have kids, or if you're, like, let's say you're in your 40s, if you're in your 40s and you're watching this, you already know all this stuff. But if you know anybody that doesn't, just suggest. I suggest to my kid all the time. I'm like, hey, have you tried Claude? Have you played with Grok? Have you done some imaging with Grok? Have you done some stuff on ChatGPT? Just learn it. ChatGPT, learn it. TikTok has taken off like crazy. This is a YouTube channel, right? YouTube is about long form videos. Well, the new thing now is TikTok, short form. People don't have the expansion, what's the word? Oh God, I'm losing my mind. They don't have the time to focus like they used to. Like, they just want to move on faster. They just want to swipe right and move on. Like, they don't have it anymore. So, is YouTube going to be replaced by TikTok? Do you need to listen to me talk about this for, 10, 15, 20 minutes? Or do you just want to get a 20 or a 25-second clip of one thing, just one little thing you want to know? You just want the headline type of thing. The attention span, which is the word I was trying to think of a minute ago, the attention span is just not there anymore. I'm driving this car. Sorry, I say that all the time. The car is driving me, and I'm looking at you. I'm talking to you. And yeah, every 47 seconds I have to face forward out the windshield, or the car will start flashing blue, and there'll be a red steering wheel, and I'll get in trouble with the car. But, is it obvious to you that I feel really safe in here? Do you think I could do this while driving a car? No, I couldn't. First of all, it's illegal. It's not good to do it right now, but I know I'm safe. I know I'm perfectly safe here. because I have almost, I'm getting up to close to being 30,000 miles on this car, and I'm at 98% full self-driving, like 98%. So what is the other 2%? I drive into a parking lot. I don't like the parking space it takes me to, so I move over to another one. Like just tiny little things. When I leave my parking lot at the office, it tries to take me to the right. I want to go to the left because I like going out that way better. Nothing wrong with the car. The car is right. I can go the other way, and the other way is really technically the right way to go. But I know the shortcut, so I'm taking the shortcut. Now, if 14.3 works, we believe that 14.3 will have memory, and it will memorize where we're going. It remembers anyway. When I put in navigation now, it sends me to suggested places that I've been before. In fact, I joke with my friends every morning I get up and the car wants to send me to work. I'm like, I don't want to go to work every day. But anyway, look, there's a lot of stuff going on. So pay attention, and whatever you do, pay attention to AI, man. It's coming fast. And you're looking at it here in real time. If anybody tells you that AI isn't a real thing, just tell them there's a guy on YouTube who's driving around, no hands on the steering wheel. He's making videos as he's driving. That's where we're at. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share the channel, and if you're still here, leave a comment down below. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I'm well over 1,500 subscribers now, and I'm happy about that. I enjoy making these videos, and I hope they help everybody in here.